Hello, welcome to this update. Let's see the severe weather for the U.S. and Canada. So first, in the U.S., we have 3 areas of marginal risk and a big area of general risk of thunderstorms throughout parts of the west, some parts of the plains in the north, the east coast a lot, in the south thunderstorms, and another marginal risk in parts of the Virginia and North Carolina, and another marginal risk in parts of the Midwest, and in California and Arizona, Southern Nevada. So the tornado risk is less than 2% in all areas, the wind is 5% in all areas, and the hail just in the Midwest, 5%. So let's see. Isolated severe thunderstorms are possible across parts of the Mid-Atlantic states, portions of the Midwest, and parts of the desert Southwest. So just be aware this afternoon. Nothing big, but stay safe. Let's see. The model here, we have a lot of moisture in Texas and Louisiana, a lot of thunderstorms, so there's no risk of severe weather, but anyways, there's a lot of thunderstorms there, so be aware. And some heavy rain, choose, and you never know, thunderstorms can have lightning, gusty winds. So let's see, shows the storms continuing this afternoon through parts of Mississippi, Alabama, into Georgia too, some isolated storms in Florida, and those storms stronger there in Virginia, North Carolina, especially Virginia. Shows maybe some showers and a storm or two in the Midwest with that marginal risk there this afternoon. And it shows some monsoon showers, maybe a storm or two in the southwest there, but nothing big. Let's see. Maybe some showers in the northeast, a storm or two, some showers in Ontario, Quebec, more there. Let's see. Yeah. So this is mainly it. For tomorrow, for severe weather, we have a marginal in southern Arizona and New Mexico, and this bigger marginal from northeastern California to Montana. And it's kind of strange that they have scattered dry thunderstorms possible in that area, like in that same general area as the marginal risk. So I guess we'll see what happens there. A general risk of thunderstorms and a marginal risk in parts of the northeastern Ohio Valley. So tornado, less than 2%, wind 5% in all areas, hail just in parts of New York, some 5%. Isolated strong severe thunderstorms may produce damaging gusts across parts of Ohio and Pennsylvania to New York on Wednesday afternoon and evening. Widely scattered to scattered storms capable of severe wind shear expected in parts of the Northwest, Northern Rockies, and Southwest. So, yeah, be aware. And those dry thunderstorms can have like a lot of lightning and very strong winds and low precipitation. So be aware. Day 3, just general risk of thunderstorms throughout the east and parts of the central west. And day 4 through 8, there's nothing yet. So yeah, for the rainfall, we have currently a lot of discussions here for the southwest, for the storms in the south, for the east coast, and for Texas and Louisiana for heavy rain. So let's see excessive rainfall. It's a slight risk today in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, a slight in the Atlantic, like North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, and eastern Tennessee, a marginal in the Midwest, a marginal in the Southwest, and a marginal through the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, through these Mid-South areas, and all the way into Texas. For tomorrow, there's a marginal in the Southwest. Let's see. So this is for Wednesday. A marginal in parts of the North, kind of Midwest, or Ohio Valley, or Great Lakes. A marginal from Massachusetts to Texas. A slight from Alabama to North Carolina. And a slight in Texas and Louisiana. For Thursday, there's a marginal in the West. A slight in Texas, still in Louisiana, and a slight still from Georgia to Virginia, and a marginal from Texas to Maine. For Friday, there's a marginal in the west and a marginal in the south, some areas there, mainly from Texas, avoiding parts of the Gulf, but further north into the Atlantic, and a slight in North Carolina and South Carolina. Day 5, Saturday, there's a marginal from Texas to North Carolina, marginal in Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota, and a marginal from Arizona to Montana. So let's see. Precipitation for today, more in Texas, Louisiana, and the south there, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, more in the east, North Carolina, Virginia, some other areas. It shows more in Quebec, Ontario, let's see, more in parts of New York, and some isolated scattered in the west there. For Wednesday, for tomorrow, there's a more in Texas, a lot, in Louisiana, more in the southeast, through the Carolinas and Georgia, some more north areas in the west, more in southern Arizona, parts of western Canada and Quebec. Let's see, day 3, more in parts of the west, in the south, especially the east coast. Let's see, day 4, some throughout the west, maybe the plains, Canada, especially the east and Texas coast and Florida maybe, and the Bahamas, some more showers. So this is Saturday, day 4. Day 5, more in some areas, especially the southeast and parts of the north. Sunday, there's more in the southeast, some more in the north, the upper Midwest into Canada, and some in the southwest. Day 7 for next Monday, more in Florida, parts of the central eastern areas, more in Canada there, and more stuff. So days 1 through 7, you can see some hot spots on the east coast, a lot coming for those areas, and especially for Texas, Louisiana, a lot coming. The southwest too, some areas of Arizona, Quebec, Ontario, western Canada, parts of the west. Let's see, the north areas there. So yeah, let's see what else. The hazards, we have a bunch of air quality hazards there because of the fires and everything, so be aware. A lot of excessive heat warnings, some heat advisories, and even flood watches in the green, and some coastal flood statements in Hawaii, like coastal flooding, and some small craft advisories in Alaska and Hawaii, or gale warnings, kind of the same color, but in northern Alaska there must be like a hazardous seas or brisk wind advisory, but in Hawaii it's small craft. So let's see, some flood watches in northern Virginia too. And what else? Let's see, day 3 through 7 hazards, some heavy rain in the east and the southeast, in the east and the south there, some hazardous heat still. And let's see, day 4 through 8, no, day 8 through 14 here. So mainly about excessive heat, some moderate and slight risk, and above normal temperatures. So rapid onset drought, excessive heat, yeah, so be aware. Let's see, I wanted to show you something for the fires. Let's see if I can find the fire settings. So wait, here, so clouds here, active fire. So it's really bad in Canada. We'll talk about them soon, but I also heard some news of some fires in the west there. So let's see, it shows some fires in Oregon, through Idaho, parts of Northern California. Most of these are kind of small because it shows a lot, but some are larger, especially in the northwest. There might be some vigorous fires. This hazy might be smoke, so yeah, please be aware. And lots of smoke coming from Canada. You can see all that haziness, all that smoke in Canada there, and a bunch of fires through Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, the Western Territory. So a bunch of fires. Please be careful there with all those fires, and we'll talk more for Canada in a second. Let's see some temperatures for the U.S. So day 1, it's still some 100s in the southwest, more 100s in Montana, some 90s in the southeast. For Wednesday, tomorrow, still some 100s in the southwest and Montana, some 90s in the plains in the southeast. For Thursday, let's see, Here, still some 100s in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, even in Kansas, some 90s in other areas, 100 in the southwest, in parts of Idaho. Let's see, in the southeast, some milder 90s, but still 90s, so very hot. So let's see, still some 100s in the plains, in the southwest. Let's see, but mainly in South Dakota there. So day 5, let's see, so day 5 is Saturday, day 4 was Friday. So for Saturday, still some 100s in the southwest, some 80s, 90s in the plains, some 80s throughout many central areas, and 90s in Florida. For Sunday, let's see, still some even to 100 in Kansas, some 90s, New Mexico, Texas, through the south, lots of 90s, even in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, some 100 still in the southwest, and some 90s in other areas. Next Monday, it shows still some 90s, 100 in Texas, in the southwest, and some other areas there. So be aware, the 24-hour max wind gusts valid for Tuesday today until Wednesday, so nothing big, just maybe southern Arizona, some stronger winds near the coast of Oregon and California, some in the mountains, Montana, but nothing crazy. More slight winds in the Bahamas, more areas. Yeah, and let's see something else interesting. So here, let's see. So the heat risk for Tuesday today is major in parts of the north in Montana, and even some areas of extreme in Idaho and Oregon, and many areas of extreme in California, depending on your location. Major and moderate is the orange, so major is the red. Some majors in the south too, and even an extreme in parts of Florida. So let's see, for Wednesday tomorrow, more majors and extremes in Montana, so more extremes there, majors into the Dakotas too. Let's see, and it shows more extremes in California for Wednesday tomorrow, so lots of areas in an extreme heat risk. So let's see, Los Angeles is in a moderate, some areas of major for the north extreme, some other areas, some moderate, some majors in the southeast, even extreme in a small area of Florida. For Thursday, similar thing there, and a slight in the yellow in many areas, but those extremes continue in Montana, parts of the Dakotas, some majors, heat risk. California and Arizona and Nevada, still some extremes scattered around and some majors. Friday, a little bit less in the southwest, but still shows some areas of major heat risk. And by Friday it spreads more east, so some extremes in North Dakota and some majors there, even to South Dakota, some extremes. Let's see, shows an extreme in a part of Florida, but by Friday, some majors and moderates. Saturday, a similar thing, some moderates, major, more majors there in the upper Midwest, and in the southwest down to moderate. For Sunday, shows still some moderates there, some majors in an area or two. The whole country basically is light, except some mountain areas and other areas. But for Monday, we got some more red areas for major, and even some small extreme areas there of heat risk throughout the plains and Midwest. Some moderates in Florida, shows even, yeah, moderate, and yeah, through the southwest, and even some moderates in the northeast and some majors. So yeah, be aware, stay safe. Let's see what alerts they currently have in Canada. So basically all of that is air quality and heat risk. So special air quality statements, British Columbia, rainfall warning because of the system there. I'll talk about that in a second. So you can pause to read or visit the site if you want. Rain, localized thunderstorm downpours. Let's see now for this evening. So yeah, be aware. Let's see, heat warnings there, parts of Western Territories, air quality advisory, heat warning, rainfall, special air quality. In Alberta, is basically an air quality statement in Alberta. Still some heat warnings in southern Alberta. Saskatchewan, basically the air quality. Southern Saskatchewan, some air quality statements too. Parts of Nunavut, some small heat warnings could reach or exceed 26 degrees Celsius during the day. Let's see, wind warning, northern Quebec. Wind gusts as high as 100 kilometers per hour will affect these areas Wednesday, so tomorrow. And southern Ontario, some rainfall warnings, some special weather statements for significant rainfall. So through Thursday morning. So beginning tonight until Thursday morning. So yeah, let's see. Some rainfall warning too. Yes. So be aware there. Let's check some other forecasts now. So these are like the temperatures for this afternoon. Today's Tuesday. For parts of Western Canada, still some 30 is there. In some areas, even high to the 30s in some areas, but a little bit milder in British Columbia, but still very hot there. Let's see, and then we got this low pressure, this system coming and pushing that smoke further north a little bit, helping to ease the smoke a little bit, but still very dense in some areas. So pre-dawn Wednesday, yeah. So and the winds coming out of the southwest there, and let's see, that's a record. Let's see, some thunderstorm forecast for Tuesday today. Severe possible parts of western Saskatchewan and Alberta, and some general risk of thunderstorms through British Columbia, southern Yukon, parts of Western Territories, Alberta, western Saskatchewan, and some areas. Beware heavy rain, maybe small hail, mainly in the orange area, and strong winds. So, and this is the current air quality. This was this morning, so I think it's still like this. So it shows even some hazardous air quality in northern Saskatchewan. I think that's Alberta. Yes, parts of northern Alberta. Some major air quality for many parts of Alberta, Saskatchewan, even going further east into the U.S. and parts of Ontario. Some slight and some moderate in the orange, and some major air quality in the red, and some hazardous in the purple. So please be careful. In eastern Canada, some nice temperatures today, high 20s and maybe 30s feels like, but nothing crazy. So let's see, some humidity too. And this smoke might bring some haziness to parts of southern Ontario and even parts of eastern Canada later this week, like Wednesday and Thursday. So affecting the US too, and more smoke in those areas. So yeah, let's see some stuff here. So here, so let's see what so rainfall accumulations first in the next 3 days from the European model shows a lot of rainfall for northern British Columbia and Alberta there, and southern Yukon, parts of Western Territories. But take a look at this three-day rain totals, more than 100 millimeters in parts of northern British Columbia. So this might help ease out the wildfires and everything, but there'll be thunderstorms accompanying it with lightning and gusty winds. But let's see the next 5 days. It increases slightly there, but not much, but it mainly increases for Alberta. Take a look at Alberta in the next 5 days. 97, 100 millimeters in many areas, especially in northern Alberta, like 119, 126, 119. So be aware, this will help relieve the smoke and the fires and everything, but it might cause flooding in some areas if it's heavy and everything. So a lot of rain coming, going through parts of Western Territories into Nunavut too, and maybe in other areas. So in the next 12 hours, so just for today, maybe a shower or two in Quebec and Ontario. Let's see, shows more in parts of Nunavut, some areas. Next 24 hours, more in the west, some in the south. The next 3 days, it shows more rain for Ontario and Quebec, especially Quebec there, in the next 3 and 5 days. So yeah, more rain coming. And parts of eastern Canada in the next 5 days, possible too. Yeah, and let's see. Some wind gusts, they are definitely stronger in the west, especially over the mountains because of this system. So be aware of some stronger gusts there, like mainly Wednesday through tonight and tomorrow. But as you go into Thursday night and Friday, some very strong winds in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Western Territories, Nunavut, going to Manitoba. And take a look at Saturday. All these very strong winds, those blues are like, let me see, because I think it's more than 70 miles per hour there, kilometers per hour. So we have this big system spiraling there and bring some more strong winds to Labrador and Quebec by Sunday in Eastern Canada. So yeah, be aware. And we had that wind warning today there in northern Quebec. And tomorrow, Wednesday, shows some very strong winds. So that warning is actually for Wednesday, tomorrow, because of those very strong winds for Nunavut and Quebec. So yeah, so let me see. Let me just see if we have anything else for for parts of Canada. And let's see, North America. Central Canada. So today nothing. Maybe some showers in Ontario and Quebec, but that's mainly on Wednesday, tomorrow, and more stuff there. But today only a few stuff. Let's see, for Eastern Canada, and actually today shows more storms parts of the U.S. and Atlantic Canada, more in Nova Scotia today, and it shows like tomorrow those storms through Quebec and Ontario going maybe affecting the Northeast and parts of Atlantic Canada. So this by Thursday and Friday shows a big system leaving Canada there. So let's see, the European model has a similar thing, but today maybe some showers and stuff, but nothing big. Let's see, region Western Canada. So we have this big gigantic system in Western Canada. It's spinning there, some snow in the mountains, more in further north there. And then by Thursday, Friday, the system strengthens and heads east there. Maybe some severe weather possible with all that storms and rain in Alberta, moving east into Saskatchewan, and later those areas. You might have some other showers and stuff by Saturday after this leaves. So let's see. Central Canada, as the system comes in on Friday and Saturday, might have some severe weather there, and it moves east later. And one more thing here. So for today, an elevated area of wildfire threat for northern Montana, some areas there, and isolated dry thunderstorms possible for northeastern California to Montana. So just be aware. But for tomorrow, for Wednesday, there's a critical situation. So we might get scattered dry thunderstorms from parts of eastern Oregon, Idaho, and Montana, and some isolated dry thunderstorms in the Brown from northern Nevada to Montana, and some 2 areas of elevated in Montana and Washington and Oregon. So please be careful with the fire threat tomorrow. And they say critical fire weather area of portions of eastern Oregon, Idaho, and western Montana. So please be careful. Yeah, so this is it. I talked a lot today, so stay safe. Bye.